You're doing everything right. You've cut out junk food. You're eating salads. You're choosing whole grains. You're buying organic. You're reading labels. You're trying so hard to be healthy. And yet you still don't feel good. You're tired. You're gaining weight. Your joints hurt. Your stomach is always bloated. Your energy crashes in the afternoon. And you're thinking, what am I doing wrong? Well, I'm going to tell you something that's going to shock you. Some of the foods you think are healthy, some of the foods that are marketed as superfoods, some of the foods that nutritionists have been recommending for decades, these foods might actually be making you sick. Especially after 55. Because here's what nobody tells you. Your body at 55 is not the same as your body at 35. Your digestive system has changed. Your hormones have changed. Your metabolism has changed. Your inflammation levels have changed. And foods that were perfectly fine for you 20 years ago might now be causing serious problems. Even foods that are genuinely healthy for younger people. So let me walk you through the foods you need to stop eating or seriously reduce after 55. And I'm not talking about obvious stuff like donuts and soda. I'm talking about foods that are sitting in your kitchen right now that you think are helping you. Let's start with the big one. Whole wheat bread, whole grain pasta, brown rice, oatmeal. All the whole grains that you've been told are the foundation of a healthy diet. Now, before you close this video thinking I've lost my mind, hear me out. Whole grains are not inherently bad. For some people, they're fine. But for many people over 55, they're causing massive problems. And here's why. First, grains, even whole grains, spike your blood sugar. Yes, they spike it less than white bread, but they still spike it. And after 55, your insulin sensitivity decreases. Your body doesn't handle carbohydrates as efficiently as it used to. When you eat a big bowl of oatmeal or a whole wheat sandwich, your blood sugar shoots up. Your pancreas has to pump out insulin to bring it back down. And over time, this constant cycle leads to insulin resistance, weight gain especially around your belly, inflammation, and increased risk of diabetes. But here's the part that most people don't know about. Grains contain compounds that can actually damage your gut lining. Lectins, phytates, and gluten. Now, you've probably heard of gluten. You might think gluten is only a problem if you have celiac disease. Wrong. Gluten can cause inflammation and digestive issues in many people, even without celiac disease. And as you age, your gut becomes more sensitive. That intestinal lining that was tough and resilient at 30 is now more fragile at 60. Lectins are proteins in grains and legumes that protect the plant from being eaten. But in your digestive system, they can bind to your gut wall and cause inflammation. They can increase intestinal permeability, what people call leaky gut. And this triggers inflammation throughout your entire body. Joint pain, brain fog, fatigue, skin problems. All of this can be triggered by lectins. Phytates bind to minerals like calcium, iron, magnesium, and zinc, and prevent your body from absorbing them. So you might be eating what you think is a nutritious whole grain meal, but you're actually blocking your body from getting the minerals it desperately needs. And after 55, you're already at higher risk for osteoporosis, anemia, and magnesium deficiency. You can't afford to block mineral absorption. I've had patients come to me with chronic fatigue, brain fog, and joint pain. They're eating oatmeal for breakfast, a whole wheat sandwich for lunch, and brown rice with dinner. I have them eliminate grains for 30 days, and they come back to me shocked. The brain fog is gone. The joint pain is significantly better. They have energy again. Their stomach isn't bloated anymore. Now, I'm not saying you can never eat grains, but if you're over 55 and you're dealing with inflammation, digestive issues, weight gain, or low energy, try eliminating grains for 30 days and see how you feel. You might be amazed. And if you do eat grains, keep portions small and don't eat them at every meal. Next food to talk about: fruit juice. Orange juice with breakfast. a smoothie for a snack, apple juice, cranberry juice, even the fresh-pressed, no-sugar-added organic kind. I'm sorry to tell you this, but fruit juice is basically sugar water with some vitamins. When you juice a fruit, you remove all the fiber. Fiber is what slows down the absorption of sugar. Without fiber, that fruit sugar, fructose, hits your bloodstream fast. Your blood sugar spikes. Your insulin spikes. And your liver has to process all that fructose at once. Over time, this can lead to fatty liver disease, which is becoming epidemic in people over 50. Soy also contains those same anti-nutrients I mentioned with grains, phytates and lectins that can irritate your gut and block mineral absorption. And unless it's fermented, like in traditional miso or tempeh, it's hard to digest and can cause bloating and gas. If you're eating soy every day thinking it's healthy, try eliminating it for a month. See if your digestion improves. See if your energy is better. See if any mysterious symptoms clear up. You might be surprised. Let's talk about artificial sweeteners. You stopped using sugar. Good for you. But you switched to artificial sweeteners. Diet soda, sugar-free yogurt, protein bars sweetened with sucralose, coffee with sweeten low. You think you're being healthy. But artificial sweeteners mess with your gut bacteria. They can actually increase insulin resistance, the opposite of what you're trying to achieve. They can trigger sugar cravings because they're so intensely sweet that they keep your taste buds primed for sweetness. And some studies suggest they may increase risk of metabolic syndrome and weight gain. Your gut bacteria change as you age. They become less diverse, less resilient. Artificial sweeteners damage that fragile ecosystem, and your gut health affects everything: your immune system, your mood, your inflammation levels, your nutrient absorption. Stop using artificial sweeteners. If you need sweetness, use small amounts of real sweeteners. A little bit of honey, pure maple syrup, stevia if you tolerate it. But better yet, retrain your taste buds to appreciate foods that aren't super sweet. Here's one that surprises people. Raw vegetables. Wait, you're thinking, raw vegetables are the healthiest thing there is. And yes, vegetables are crucial for health. But many people over 55 actually do better with cooked vegetables than raw ones. Your digestive system slows down as you age. Your stomach produces less acid. Your digestive enzymes decrease. Raw vegetables, especially tough ones like raw broccoli, raw cauliflower, raw kale, can be very hard to digest. They can cause gas, bloating, and discomfort, and if you're not digesting them properly, you're not getting the nutrients from them anyway. Cooking vegetables breaks down the tough fibers and makes the nutrients more bioavailable. Steamed broccoli, roasted Brussels sprouts, sautéed spinach. Your body can actually digest these and absorb the nutrients. You'll have less digestive distress and more nutrition. I'm not saying never eat raw vegetables. A small side salad is probably fine for most people. But if your lunch is a giant raw kale salad and your stomach is bloated all afternoon, switch to cooked vegetables and see how much better you feel. Last one. Protein bars and meal replacement shakes. These are marketed as healthy, convenient nutrition. And I get it. You're busy. You need something quick. But look at the ingredients. Most protein bars are full of sugar or artificial sweeteners, vegetable oils, soy protein, and a bunch of additives and preservatives. These are processed foods masquerading as health foods. Your body doesn't need processed protein bars. Your body needs real food. A handful of nuts, some leftover chicken, a hard-boiled egg, an avocado. These are real foods with nutrients your body recognizes. And meal replacement shakes? Same problem. They're ultra-processed. They're full of synthetic vitamins that your body doesn't absorb well. They spike your blood sugar, and they don't give you the satisfaction of eating real food, so you end up hungry and snacking later. Stop relying on packaged protein bars and shakes. Plan ahead. Prep some real food. Keep healthy snacks available. Your body will thank you. So let me summarize this for you. If you're over 55, seriously consider reducing or eliminating whole grains, fruit juice, sugary yogurt, vegetable oils, soy products, artificial sweeteners, excessive raw vegetables, and processed protein bars. I know this is a lot. I know some of these foods you've been eating for years thinking they were healthy. But your body has changed. What worked at 30 doesn't work at 60. You have to adapt. Try this. Pick 2 or 3 of these foods to eliminate for 30 days. Just 30 days. See how you feel. Track your energy. Track your digestion. Track your pain levels. Track your mood. Most people notice significant improvements within just a few weeks. And what should you eat instead? Real, whole foods. Plenty of vegetables, mostly cooked. High-quality proteins like wild-caught fish, pastured eggs, grass-fed meat if you eat meat. Healthy fats like avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil. Some fruit, but not too much. Plenty of water. Foods that your grandmother would recognize as food. But I eat whole fruit, and that's healthy, you're thinking. Yes, whole fruit in moderation is fine because the fiber slows everything down. But fruit juice? That's a different story. 1 glass of orange juice contains the sugar from 4 or 5 oranges. Would you sit down and eat 5 oranges in one sitting? Probably not. But you're drinking that much sugar in 1 glass of juice. And here's what makes this worse after 55. Your metabolism is slower. Your cells are more insulin resistant. Your liver doesn't process fructose as efficiently. What your body could handle at 30 is now overwhelming your system at 60. That morning glass of orange juice is setting you up for an energy crash by 10 a.m., increased inflammation, and fat storage around your organs. Stop drinking fruit juice. If you want fruit, eat whole fruit. 1 serving at a time. An apple, a handful of berries, half a banana, but ditch the juice. And smoothies? Be very careful. Most smoothies contain way too much fruit. If you're making a smoothie, use mostly vegetables with just a small amount of fruit for sweetness. Let's talk about yogurt. You think yogurt is healthy. It's got protein. It's got probiotics. It's good for your gut, right? Well, it depends. Most yogurt in the grocery store is candy in disguise. Fruit-flavored yogurt, low-fat yogurt, Greek yogurt with honey. Check the label. Most of these contain as much sugar as a candy bar. 20, 30, even 40 grams of sugar in one container. And even if you're buying plain yogurt, there's another issue. Dairy. Now, dairy is controversial, and some people do fine with it. But many people over 55 develop lactose intolerance or dairy sensitivity as they age. The enzyme that breaks down lactose decreases as you get older. So that yogurt that never bothered you before is now causing bloating, gas, inflammation, and digestive issues. Dairy is also mucus-forming for many people. If you have chronic sinus congestion, postnasal drip, or respiratory issues, dairy might be making it worse. And dairy can be inflammatory, especially conventional dairy from cows given hormones and antibiotics. If you love yogurt, switch to unsweetened, full-fat, organic yogurt in small amounts. Or try coconut yogurt or almond yogurt. But stop eating those sugar-loaded fruit yogurts. They're sabotaging your health. Now this next one is going to upset people. Vegetable oils, canola oil, soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil. These are in everything. Salad dressings, mayonnaise, packaged foods, restaurant food. And you've been told these are healthy. They're vegetable oils. They're unsaturated fats. They're supposed to be good for your heart, except they're not. These oils are highly processed. They're extracted using high heat and chemical solvents. They're prone to oxidation, which creates harmful compounds. And worst of all, they're loaded with omega-6 fatty acids. Now you need some omega-6, but you also need omega-3. The ratio matters. Ideally, you want about equal amounts, or maybe 2-to-1 omega-6 to omega-3. But the modern diet, full of vegetable oils, has a ratio more like 20-to-1. This massive imbalance drives inflammation throughout your body, inflammation in your arteries, inflammation in your brain, inflammation in your joints. Everything hurts more. Your risk of heart disease goes up. Your brain ages faster. And after 55, you're already dealing with more inflammation just from aging. Adding fuel to that fire with inflammatory oils is one of the worst things you can do. I see people who have switched from vegetable oils to healthier fats, and their joint pain improves dramatically. Their skin looks better, their energy improves, their brain fog clears. What should you use instead? Extra virgin olive oil for low heat cooking and salads. Avocado oil for higher heat cooking. Coconut oil. Real butter from grass-fed cows. These are traditional fats that humans have eaten for thousands of years. Your body knows what to do with them. These industrial seed oils? Your body doesn't recognize them. They cause problems. Read your labels. Avoid foods cooked in vegetable oils. Make your own salad dressing with olive oil and vinegar. Cook with butter or coconut oil or avocado oil. This one change can reduce your inflammation significantly. Here's another one. Soy products, tofu, soy milk, edamame, soy protein in energy bars and protein powders. Soy has been marketed as a health food for decades. It's plant-based protein. It's supposed to lower cholesterol. It's supposed to help with menopause symptoms. But here's the reality. Most soy is genetically modified and heavily sprayed with pesticides. Soy contains phytoestrogens, plant compounds that mimic estrogen in your body. For women going through menopause, this might sound good, but these plant estrogens actually disrupt your hormonal balance. They can interfere with thyroid function, and many people over 55 already have thyroid issues. Your body is incredible. Even at 55, 60, 70, your body can heal. Your body can feel better. But you have to stop putting in the things that are causing problems, even if those things are marketed as healthy, even if you've been told your whole life that they're good for you. Listen to your body. Pay attention to how you feel after eating certain foods. Your body is giving you signals. Stop ignoring them. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to have energy. You deserve to wake up without pain. And changing what you eat is one of the most powerful tools you have to make that happen.